So guys, I wanted to share a little bit about some of the things that I've manifested up to this point, just to give you kind of an idea and inspire you about how your future board, your vision board, can literally turn into your reality. So if you are on Pinterest, you can go ahead and follow me under Sarah Centrella. And I have this board at the very top. It's called my personal reality board. And on it, I have actually put side by side picture comparisons of, like 20 or 30 of some of the things that I've manifested over the last couple years. And then in the comments, you'll see the story and the timeline behind them. So I will just pull up one of them. This is kind of a crazy one. So this picture on the top is an actual picture of my vision board. This was the first vision board that I made back in 2009. And you'll see the yacht, and behind the yacht is this exact villa. So in 2016, I wound up taking my kids to Italy for the trip of a lifetime, something that I had dreamed of since I was like 20 years old. And I knew that I really wanted to go to Portofino. I don't think that I completely remembered specifically why I wanted to go to Portofino, although that, when I got back, that had been on my vision board for quite a while. But as we drove on the little road to Portofino, if you've ever been there in Italy, it's this tiny little one-lane road. And as we were driving back, my son actually took this picture of the villa, the exact same villa, as we passed. He was like, "Oh my gosh, Mama, that's on your board." So it's not the best picture in the whole world because it's a picture from the car and the road, but that just gives you an idea of how realistically insane this is when it starts to manifest. So here's another one. This is also from that very first vision board. The quality of the picture isn't super great, but in the middle there you'll see excuse me, a picture of an old Italian town up on the hill in Tuscany. The bottom picture there is a picture that I took in a medieval town in Tuscany on a afternoon where the kids and I spent driving through Tuscany, getting lost, by the way. And we turned the corner and we saw this amazing medieval town rising from the top of the mountain. So that one was pretty fun to come back and realize that I had manifested something kind of simple like that as well. This one's a recent one, and it was pretty exciting. So up at the very top, you can see a picture of a beach house. It's a New England cottage style beach house that was on my board in 2009 as well. And in 2017, so just a couple months ago actually, I was asked to give a speech and lead a workshop at a conference in Connecticut. And when I had looked for a place for the kids and I to stay when we went, I wound up finding this amazing little New England beach cottage, and it was actually facing out to the ocean. And it wasn't until I had gone through all of my boards, because I knew that there was a picture of a house that I had put on a board at some point, and I've had several boards since 2009. So I searched through all the pictures of my old boards, and sure enough, this was the little house that we stayed in for 4 days in Connecticut this past fall in 2017, and that's the one I had on my board. So guys, it is pretty incredible when things like this manifest. It feels as though excuse me, it really feels like you are almost living a deja vu. You've imagined it with such a degree of accuracy that when it comes true, it's almost like deja vu. So this is kind of a fun one. That picture of the Christian Louboutin shoes, I think that was 2010 maybe on my board. And they're these sparkly, gorgeous shoes. They seemed pretty ridiculous when I put them on my board. I think they retail for like $3,500 or something insane. And about 3 years later, I met who is now my best friend. Her name is Courtney. And she actually owned those shoes. And she let me try them on. So no, I didn't get them, but I did get to walk around in them, which, I mean, come on. To me, that is still pretty miraculous. And then the next year at Christmas time, as you see on the next board, I had some pink Louboutins on there. And then next year at Christmas, she totally shocked me and surprised me by sending me my own pair. So money ain't a thing. I manifested the pink Louboutins off my board. And by the way, my girlfriend, Courtney, she had never seen any of my vision boards and had no idea that those were on my board. So it was not like a planned thing. And that's how manifesting works. It shows up in your life. And it doesn't have to be a direct correlation to what's in your bank account at the time. It can still come. So one more fun one, and then I'll let you guys go check these out on your own. But the top here is my first vision board in 2009. You can see barely the Bridge of Sighs in Venice and Rialto Bridge there in Venice. And like I said, I'd wanted to go to Venice my entire adult life. And so when I finally got the opportunity to manifest it in 2016, it was pretty incredible to walk by the Bridge of Sighs. We were just wandering through Venice, the kids and I, and walking through it and seeing it and being like, oh my God, that's the bridge. That's the bridge that's on my future board. So that's my daughter standing in front of the Bridge of Sighs, and that's me in front of Rialto. So guys, dream big, please. Just do yourself a favor and dream big. Don't worry about how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Just put the dream out into the universe, and when the time is right, the opportunity will come. Have the courage to step out on faith with that opportunity to make it happen, and you will be living your dreams just like this. You'll be able to have a little side-by-side board as well, and you can watch your life completely change.